So Christy's dropping me off at the Carlin Trailhead. I'm gonna do just under 30 miles on the Ice Age Trail back in my old stomping grounds in Wisconsin. So getting ready to head out, and it's a beautiful morning. The birds are singing, and it's supposed to be in the mid 80s over the next 2 days, and we'll just see how it goes, but man, it's beautiful here. There goes Christy. Well, we got started just before 7:30 in the morning. Christy was kind enough to get up early and drop me off. It's cool and humid. I've already noticed that if you stop, the mosquitoes swarm you, so there's some mosquitoes here, but that's to be expected. Wisconsin in June. But boy, is it beautiful. And so far it's nice not to be sweating. Glad to be back in the state I lived in for so long and enjoying the Ice Age Trail again. Stopped at 8:30 for a water break as we're entering the Kettle Moraine here. It's beautiful. And saw a little garter snake. Passed a trail runner this morning, and then 2 other hikers. Oh, and then a guy with a framed pack and a dog. So there are people out. And it covered 3.31 miles so far, so I'm just not used to having this flat of terrain with a nice open trail, so it's been wonderful. Looking forward to the next section. Just stopped and filtered a liter of water out of this beautiful little creek. That ought to take care of me for the next several miles. And we're in this beautiful area, headed toward the oak trees on the hill. Finally found a spot that is relatively mosquito free in the sun and a little breeze right here by blaze post for the trail. So I'm going to take a little break. We're surrounded by these beautiful fields and about to head back into the woods over here. All right, it's 10:15 and we've covered 7.1 miles. We've got 9.3 to the campsite. Just had a lovely break with some fig bars and peanut butter. Big glugs of water. Now we're on to the next phase. It's just beautiful out here. So it's about 11:15 and stopped for a water break. Found a nice place shaded in the woods without bugs. Unique. We've been about 9.5 miles so far, and we've got another 6.5 to go to the campground. So we're going to make it easily. Making good progress. It's good to get all the variation in out into the meadows, back into the forest. Lots of people using the trails today. Because it's Saturday, Father's Day weekend, so it's been dog walkers and hikers and trail runners all. All right, well, let's see what the rest of the trail holds. Well, at this point, I'm way ahead of schedule. It's noon, and I need to slow down a little bit or I'll be spending the entire afternoon in camp. So this way is the parking lot. I think I'm going to go there. They said they had a water source, maybe a bench, and I'll just eat lunch there and take my time and get a little bit rest before moving on. So this parking lot is fantastic. You see the little blue water kiosk over there. It's got a set of restrooms, lots of picnic tables. Looks like you can even rent a shelter over there if you want. Great place for a lunch. Okay, took a nice long break there at the Scuppernong Trail parking lot. It had all kinds of resources. Now we'll head back out to the Ice Age Trail. And it's about 5.2 miles to the camp. So this is the segment high point, and just got to look at that first trail journal I've run across on the trail so far. And now we head off into the woods and downhill. Well, there I got slowed down a little bit. I got to talk to the guy who maintains this part of the trail. That was interesting. And then ran into an aspiring hiker who wanted to share lots of information on trail GPS apps, and he wasn't aware of the dispersed camping. And on this trail, the shelters that you can camp at get rented out way ahead of time, or reserved way ahead of time. And that's why I always go for the dispersed camping spots, because you can just walk in and set up your tent. There's no fee and no reservation, but it makes parts of the trail impossible to hike unless you do that. So you got to choose your section. Anyway, just a couple of miles from the campsite, and there's a nice little water source right before it. I'm going to stop and have one more break, probably just before the road walk coming up, and then hoof it on into camp and see what it looks like. really wasn't any place to stop before the road walk started, so I'm just gonna have to find a spot somewhere. So I just couldn't wait for a rest. I just found a part of the ditch on the side of the road, and I'm resting my legs and feet. And once they're caught up a little bit, we'll push on into the campsite. It's currently about 10 till 3. Okay, made it to the end of the road walk and starting the Waterville segment. Okay, we've reached the water source, which means we're close to the campgrounds. I'm gonna go ahead and fill up and get 4 liters for this afternoon, tonight, and tomorrow. Campgrounds are just up that way. Okay, Dispersed Camping, Manor House. Let's go check it out. All right, nice spot. Multiple decent tent spots. Okay, I'll get back with you when I'm set up. All right, the Serenity Shuttle has landed. We did 16.5 miles today from the trailhead we were dropped off at to the Manor House dispersed camping area. Beautiful walk, forest, meadows, wildlife of all kinds, really nice parking lots and campsites to stop and rest and eat and get water. So we're happy with it. 16.5 miles after not doing it for 2 weeks is could definitely feel it in my legs. It indicates I need to get out more often. And we're here in this beautiful spot. Got a nice big log to cook and eat dinner on, and ought to be a nice peaceful sleep without a lot of dew because of the trees. So we're in good shape. And I want to thank you all for sauntering with me. Remember, we're doing the impossible. That makes us mighty.